and I am deeply honored and filled with gratitude to serve as the moderator for the public speaking competition. As you can see in front of you, you have four gentlemen who are going to be the adjudicators to witness the public speaking competition. Every competition must have rules and regulations, and those are the rules that serve as guiding principles for every participant to take note of. Now, as debate took place, the adjudicators or the moderators came and give guidelines to the participants. The same thing is going to be unveiled or prevail here. Now, for the participants, you are going to be gauged based on four areas. They have been synchronized. If not, they will have been separated in 7 different or 8. But due to time constraint, we're going to make it 4 components, and those are areas in which you are going to be gauged. Now, the first areas that you are going to be gauged on is content and organization. So the content actually has to do with how relevant your point is to the audience. The topic of the competition, that is public speaking, will be read out to you so that you can acclimate yourself with and be able to deliver based on that topic. Now the content will actually give you the platform or the opportunity to make relevance to the points, the arguments that you are going to actually make, and synchronize with the organization. So the organization actually has to deal with the chronological arrangement of your points. How do you arrange your point from one point to the other? What do you say about that? And how relevant is that argument to the topic of the competition? And in the same vein, the organization also has to give the structure. You as an individual, as a speaker or the participant, when you face people, which point do you raise and how do you move from that point to the other one? And it's going to be marked out of 40. And the other component that you are going to be gauged on has to deal with language and voice. We understand and cognizant of the fact that every speaker must be able to speak with clarity and precision. So as a speaker, you should be able to speak with clarity and speak with precision so that every single individual in the hall will be able to understand what you are talking about. So the language also comprises of the grammar, whether you're able to mix subject-verb agreement, either is, how do you arrange those ones, and also the subject, the object, the predicate, and the list goes on. How do you deal with grammar and the other stuff? That is, and your voice. How do you project your voice, intonation? From one point to the other, what transitional devices do you use to move from one point to the other? And how do you project your voice? Because every individual in the hall should be able to know what you are saying, and your voice should be able to audible. Now the third point that you are going to be engaged on has to deal with body language and audience engagement. And language and voice will be marked out of 40, and body language and audience engagement will be marked out of 15. So the body language, we are not here to actually ask you to shout or to scream or to fight. All we are saying, as a public speaker, you should be able to speak confidently and being able to give gestures when you are making an argument. What do you do with your body and how do you flow as a speaker? That will mark out of 15. And last but not least, we'll have to deal with the confidence. You as a public speaker, you should be able to speak with clarity, but again, you should be able to speak confidently. How composed are you? How confident are you in giving your deliberations? Because we don't expect you to be here, and when giving your deliberations, you don't speak with confidence. So you should have that confidence in you, and I encourage all of you to remove and get away with the idea or the spirit of phobia. The phobia should be away from you. So install confidence in you, and it's going to be actually marked out of 20. At this juncture, I will have to draw the curtain and allow the debaters to carry on their deliberations. I don't know. Who's the first speaker? Based on the poll, Anna Collins should be the first speaker as part of the participants. Anna, you have the floor. Thank you. And you have 4 minutes. 4 minutes to give your deliberations.
a nation does not become poor because it lacks resources. It becomes poor when it loses its people. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am Anna Koli, a final year student of the University of Education, the Gambia, pursuing Advanced Diploma Primary. I am here today to speak on a topic which says brain drain, brain gain. Should the young people live abroad or stay in the Gambia? Ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed, I would like us to understand the two words, brain gain and brain drain. Brain drain is the migration of skilled, educated, and migration of skilled and educated people from their home country to another. And brain gain is the positive impact a nation receives from its people through development through their nation. My points that I have are the reasons why young people leave the country, advantage of living abroad, and disadvantages of brain drain, advantage of staying in the Gambia. Many young people decide to leave the country to go abroad. Many people decide to leave the Gambia to go abroad, to go and search for job opportunities or jobs that will earn them good salaries, so that they will be able to help their family or sometimes to help in the development of their nation. When many young people decide to leave the Gambia to abroad to go and help in the development of the nation. If many people leave the Gambia to go to abroad in search of better job opportunities, they will help in the contribution of the development of the nation. But if they do not come, they will not be able to contribute to the natural development, creating business and jobs or increase the rate of job opportunities. And if they decide to stay in the nation, they will help in the development of the nation and increase the rate of job opportunities in the Gambia. And if all of our young educated and skilled young people leave to abroad and never come back, sometimes there will be shortage of doctors, teachers, nurses, or engineers in our nation. The question is not whether young people should stay or leave, but how can they succeed abroad while remaining connected to the Gambia? We have so many young people in the Gambia here that go to abroad to study, but yet still they come back and they are doing a great job in the country and they are taking part in the development of the nation. People like Mustafa Njai, Top City, he's here creating job opportunities for people and he is reducing the rate of unemployment in the nation. And the likes of Mohammed Jah also is here. He is here contributing to the development of the nation and reducing the rate of unemployment in the country. Therefore, the future of the Gambia depends not on whether its youth leave or stay, but on whether they remain committed to building the nation wherever they are. Thank you.
Emmett.
Can we have Malay Goya, please?
Good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor to be standing here today to discuss with you the topic that is given to you and the same question that has been asked. Why are we leaving our country and then going outside? That is the question they are asking. In case if I leave my country and then join the people who are outside, what effort am I going to increase on what we have here in our country? The belief I have is that the agony of staying in another country after gaining so much preserved knowledge that could be used in making restitutions. Today in the Gambia, most people are living in this country seeking for opportunities in other countries. But provided that they have these skilled talents that are found in them. But how can they execute? How can they use that knowledge and then build exactly what we need in this country? That is the question. How are we going to gain that? It will be beneficiary if we go there, explore and then know what is happening there and then come back and then solve our problem. No, that is not the option. We need to know first what is happening to us. Then we can go outside and then tell those people that this is what we need. Then their restitutions can be made. I am not supporting the people who are going outside, searching for job opportunities when we have so many restitutionary measures that we are seeking here in order to implement them. So why are you going outside and then getting what the white man has there? We do not want that. You don't have to go outside and then tell the white man that I have these skills in me and then I want to use these skills and then develop your own country. Why not this country? This is about patriotism. Love the country just as the way you love the passion of earning income. You could be a better person in raising so much opportunities for other people. That is what we mean restitution. It is not a bad idea to go out and then do exploration. It is not a bad thing. But you have to go there, look out for what we do not have there. You have that audacity to act as a spy, get exactly what they have there, and then you don't have those things here, and then try by all means to implement them here. This is what we need from people who are leaving their country going outside. I am still standing on this speech. The people who are living still, going to the parkway, it is also another option. They are living, going there using the same mentality, the same ideology they have in them, coming back again, do not, adding anything to our national income. The Gambia is very poor. And today, most of the people are living in the Gambia thinking that when they get to Europe, they are going to be very, useful there. Why are you idling yourself here? My brothers and then sisters, I believe this is very important to note. We can only start making things right here. We cannot go outside beyond our box and then start making restitutions for those people out there while we are having so many problems here, thousands of problems to solve. So this is something I want you to take in your head. It is never going to work with us if we have the skills in us and then depriving our skills from being used here, taking those skills outside, thinking that we are trying to help this country. I am not saying that you cannot go or you shouldn't go outside and then help people who are in other countries. But what I am saying is, whatever you are going to do there, let it be in this country as well. This is the belief I have. But to say people in this country or people of this country can be very good in whatever they are doing unless they leave this country to join other countries. I see most of the people who are going internationally, but they do not work for the Gambia. Is that patriotism? Do you claim to love your country? That is not a nationalist. Someone who loves his country will live in a country, study the environment, see what is affecting the youth, what is affecting the society. There, societal obligations will come, community involvement will come. There, you can lead with the people who are outside. This is what we believe in. It is so disheartening to see people who will leave the country going there to say to themselves, this is the best thing that I can get there. When you have so many things that are hidden in this country, we have the resources, we have the lands, we have so many materials equipment that can be used in utilizing so many things that we have here. But how many people in this country are making the best use of those resources? Is a question that we need to ask ourselves. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Can we have the camera here?
It is ladies and gentlemen, I go right away to Ibrahim again, alias from the voice of the first. Ladies and gentlemen, today I stand before you to speak on the topic which says brain drain versus brain gain. Should young people live abroad or should they stay in the Gambia? I firmly believe that young people should stay, should embrace opportunities abroad, because doing so can transform brain drain rather than brain drain. Ladies and gentlemen, I know some of you will be surprised why Ibrahim is saying that the youths should go to abroad rather than staying in this hard economy. Ladies and gentlemen, my points are: 1. If you want to stay in this country and as a student, there is no educational opportunity in this country. And obviously, students face it very difficult to have scholarship. Students face it very difficult to have sponsorship. Students face those challenges. So obviously, I myself, not only me, but most 95% of the students are going to be like me. That is to go to abroad, find better education opportunity there. If I go there, or if we go there, we can be able to have knowledge. We can be able to learn, come back to the country and develop our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, my second point is, it provides better employment opportunity and higher economy. Most of the youths have skills. Most of us have knowledge. But where the government of this nation to give opportunities to these youths is always a problem. Then obviously, youths cannot stay here and be saying that there is no job opportunity. 1, no job. 2, no education. And you expect the government to do it for you. Rather, what should we do? To go to a place where we can go and acquire knowledge and skills to implement if we come back here. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not say that going abroad is not part of patriotism. It is your own personal gain. Because if you stay in the nation where the central government or nobody helps you, obviously you are going to lead yourself into doom. Ladies and gentlemen, panel of judges, my third point is, they send remedies that support families and strengthening Gambia's economy, which I believe most of our brothers that joined this bag with, if they stay for 5 to 6 years, when they came back, most of us that are saying that we are patriotic citizens, if we hear that Malang Barnata, what do? We rush to them, and this, they can give us Kodo, they can give us Mudu, they can give us Harris, they can give us Flus. And will that flows help you? Obviously no. The way that they have done it, why not we go and do the same way? So that at least if they go, then we also go. Obviously if they come back, it is not going to be for us to depend on them. Rather, it is going to be us and them to bring our ideas in order to develop our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, furthermore, they gain valuable skills, experience, and exposure to modern technology. In this country, you can see a young child having that technological skill, but where and when, which place to implement those skills is the problem. Rather, if people do not recognize their skills, for them to have that opportunity to make their skills so that at least the nation is going to recognize them. But no, obviously then they have to go to abroad. At least those people, whatever they learn, the skills that they have, if they are to pay them, it is going to be better than what the government in this country is paying them. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable speakers, I believe this is not about patriotism. This is not about being good citizen. This is not about respecting your country. This is about something. We go outside there, make it for ourselves, and come back and develop the nation. With these points, I believe we are not going to say that we are patriotic citizens, but rather let us look on our personal gains to go out there, come back, and develop our nation. On that note, I thank you all.
Thank you so much. Can we have Father down?
Ladies and gentlemen, honorable judges, my fellow students, my name is Fatima Tadawa, and I'm here to speak for the motion which says that should Gambians leave the country to stay abroad, or should they stay here in the Gambia? Well, I am asking myself this question, and to everyone who is present here, do you want to be a citizen, or do you want to be the citizen? This is a question that most of us should ask ourselves. As a country, if you want to leave your country in order to live and stay in another country, one thing you should keep in your mind is that you are contributing to the development of that particular country. So the choice is yours. Do you want to stay in your country to contribute to the development, or do you want to stay in another country to contribute to their development? That is a question, and that is an answer that I will give to you, for you to challenge yourself and ask yourself that. I personally would not risk my life, would not risk myself, would not risk everything, my family, the sorrow, the pain and everything, just to go and live in another country, just to develop, just to contribute to their development. So one of the reasons why I said that, to defend my points, I will say to create job, we have job opportunities here, like businesses and so many other things that we can contribute to in order for us to contribute to the development of our country. We have a lot of businesswomen and men here in our country, and I must say, they said we should give an applause to them, because not all of us can sit in the offices. Not all of us should travel for us to give ourselves the better lives. But if you want to make something in life, you should work for it. If you want to become something, you should work for it. Nothing comes easy. Either you travel or you stay here, the suffering still remains the same. There is only one thing that all of us can agree with, and that is nothing is easy. Either in the Gambia here or not in the Gambia here, nowhere is easy. Wherever you go, you will have to struggle. So I believe that our youth should stay in the Gambia to develop, for the development of our own country. So my next point will be national development. We all cannot be ministers. We all cannot be ambassadors. We all cannot be honorables. We all cannot be directors. But I believe that most of us here are destined to be tailors, whether you like it or not. I believe that most of us here are destined to be teachers. So we have to stay in our country to contribute to the development of our nation. Hey, no matter how you fit or fata, you always go back to where you come from. So as I start and say, that either east or west, there is no place like home, and there is no place like the Gambia. So to defend my next point, I will say, to reduce brain drain. When educated and skilled young people leave permanently, the country loses valuable talents such as doctors, teachers, engineers, and entrepreneurs. Staying helps reduce the brain drain. It reduces the brain drain. When you leave your country to go and stay in another country to be a doctor, an engineer, you want to be an ambassador in our country, then you are going to be our brain drains. So I ask again, do you want to be a citizen or do you want to be the citizen? So I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you so much. Your points were well articulated, and the judges are going to do justice to their tabulations and give the final scores. And in the meantime, I will hand over the mic to the master of ceremony for the day, Honorable Dr. Ismail Singh. You can come and have the mic. Until then, the moderators will be calculating the marks and give the final tabulations. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I am actually, I've been seen at the podium so often. So now when I'm coming there, I will be like, oh, people are already used to me, so should I be there again? But then whenever I go and sit down and then I'm coming back, I come with new energy, being inspired already. The speeches I've had here from the 4 great speakers, I think it is worth celebrating, worth noticing, worth of everything. So thank you to all of them. Mr. Modu Lamin Bojang, thank you very much for the wonderful deliberation. Madam Anna Koli, thank you very much for the wonderful deliberation. Mr. Professor Keita, I don't know whether I should say Professor or I should say Mr. Because if you have 2 honorable titles, using both of them together becomes a problem. So let me say Professor Keita, the voice of dust. And then finally to Madam Fatmata Dabo, who has also ended the discussion and then in a very inspiring way. We are inspired, or let me say I am inspired, and then the question is, are you also inspired? Absolutely. Unless it is otherwise, but everybody is inspired. So we allow the judges to do the accumulation. At the end of the day, every participant in all of the activities will be certified. How do you get certified? Do you get certified based on the position you get during these particular events? No. How do you get certified? You get certificate of participation, because that is what is important to us. As I keep saying, the main motive behind this Star Week is to ensure the students of the UEG showcase what they can do. To show us this is the potential in me. It's been hidden in me for quite a long time. Now we give you that platform. We create that avenue for you to come out and then showcase what you can do. So that is it basically for our people who have participated from the first day up to the last day, that is Friday, 3rd of July 2026. So may I also remind you once again, if I don't do this, I will be held accountable. And of course, I should be held accountable. That is, put to your notice that on Friday night, there is high possibility that even doctor will be in this hall. So who should be left behind? If doctor is ready to put the doctorate title behind the hall, who are you not to come in here? So we are calling on the presence of everybody. The tickets are available. Please get yourself one. Be prepared and then come here that day. We do it here and it gets ended here. So if priceless is done to come to the podium, please, the floor is yours. You may come forward, please.
Thank you so very much. We are going to see our analysis based on what we have gathered. We are going to start from Anna. Anna have done very well. We are happy that you have participated, but during your presentations, we realized that you have to memorize your points, so it was so much difficult for you to, explain your point clearly, because you have to read and then confirm to what you said. About brain drain, brain gain, at some point it was clearly explained, but you struggled to explain with confidence, because I do not know whether you have not read the topic, perhaps judo engagement. So all in all, you have done well, and then thank you for your participation. We have Molamin Bojang. He has introduced himself very well, and then he has given a better explanation when it comes to brain gain and brain drain. So the young people leave the Gambia for abroad, also they stay here to at least develop our country. Molamin have brought so many examples, which most of these examples are things that we see. But again, at some point, he have deviated the point. He went on to comparing and contrasting the topic given to him, and that is not his responsibility. At some point, he has deviated at some point. So Molamin, thank you so very much for your participation, and we are grateful. Keta, thank you. You have done very well. You have introduced yourself so very well. But at some point, it seems like the topic itself, it is somehow challenging to you. Because when we talk about brain drain, we are talking about the highly skilled individual living in this country for greener pasture. So when you are talking about brain gain, we are talking about people leaving this country for abroad studies and coming back to develop this country. So the young people stay here and then help the country grow, or should they leave this country for abroad for greener pasture? Basically, this was the question given. But we thank you for your participation, and we congratulate you in advance. From there, the last person, that is Fatu Mata Dabo. I am impressed about your performance. Your introduction was good, and also it seems like you have understood what is given to you. If it is me alone joining, I will give you 40/40 in your content, and then the rest would be the actual marks that is being mentioned from Evan. So you have mentioned you have explained the topic very well, the brain drain, the brain gain, and also you have bring examples that are in the Gambia, because we are using Gambia as the only examples that we are talking about should be in the Gambia, because the youths live in this country for greener pastures and in the Gambia, and also youths that went abroad to learn and coming back to develop this country are Gambian people. So all in all, your deliberation was good, and then I congratulate you in advance. I know the judges have putting the final touches together,
and they will judge before the judgment day to tell us the results. So let's wait on them. Kasama, I think you are ready to tell us what you have in your archive. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Buck. Yes, like you said, they all did extremely well, from the first speaker to the last. That is Anna Koli, Modlamin Bojang, Ibrahim Aketa, and Fatima Dabo. From the three judges, we added our points and then divided by 3. The fourth speaker, that is Anna Koli, got 50%. Anna got 50%. And then the second speaker, that was Modlamin Bojang, ML Bojang. ML scored 77%. From there we have Professor Keta, Ibrahim Keta. Ibrahim Keta scored 67%. And last but not the least, that is Fatima Dabo. Fatima Dabo scored 85%. So this is just to come and then take part into the STA Week 3rd edition, public speaking. We are all winners. Many people were challenged to take part, but they never take the bull by the horn. So you were the people that took your time, read the topic, study, and then come up with your points. This is something good to take part in to such activities. I encourage you to take into different activities like this. You all have the potential to excel, and I want to thank you all for the participation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much for your participation, and that marks the end of the competition. And also to challenge every single individual, in as much as you are a student and a student leader, of course, you should be able to acclimate yourself to public speaking skills. Public speaking is a skill that every single individual, especially if you are in academia, you should be able to offer yourself with. We have seen public officials, especially ministers, secretary generals, permanent secretaries, who find it challenging to speak when they face people. Not because they don't have the stuff, but having the stuff and being able to deliver before public are two different things. So you should be able to acclimate yourself to public speaking skills. And not, I will draw the corner here. And thank you so much, the moderators.